This is my delicious soft coconut bake. See how I make it. Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video. So today I'm going to make some coconut bake. Well, a coconut bake, just one. So I am following my uncle's recipe. My uncle in Trinidad make like the best coconut bake. But the only problem with making this is I called him and I asked him how to make the coconut bake. I asked him for the recipe. Now, he don't use a recipe. You know, back there, they don't do all this measurement and stuff like that. So he just tell me flour, sugar. He just call out all the ingredients. So I am going to try to figure out how to make this coconut bake, doing measurements for you guys, because of course I have to do some measurements. So we're doing this together. And I think it's going to come out good because yeah, he gave me all the ingredients. I just have to figure out the correct measurements, if that makes sense. So I'm about to go crack this coconut. I'm using a fresh coconut. You have to use this fresh coconut. This is like the star of this whole thing. And I will come back and I will show you guys how to make this coconut bake. So the coconut is in this thing here. So I'm going to cut this out. And you need something very hard to crack this coconut because it's a very hard shell. So I'm going to use my tiny chopper and I'm just going to crack that open. Then you see the water coming out of it. So that's a very perfect coconut. These things will be flying all over, so you have to be careful. I usually do this in the sink, but I wanted to show you guys how I do it. So I decided to do it right here. So you just keep knocking it just to get these out, you know, make it easier to dig it out. So just keep knocking it, it will break out. See, they're flying all over. I have a lot of cleaning up to do. And you see, they came out pretty easy just by knocking it like that. See, they come out the shell, and there's the shell. So I'm going to finish taking these out. You could also dig this out like that. That's how you usually do it. Just dig it out and it will release. But you got to be careful with this because you could cut yourself. So you have to be very careful. That's why I knock it more, so that once you keep knocking it, it will break into smaller pieces. Sometimes it just releases like the other half did. You see it's releasing now. So now I'm going to just cut these up into smaller pieces because I'm going to blend this up. So you don't want to put those big pieces of coconut in your blender. So you just cut these up really small. Okay guys, this is going to come out spectacular. I just can feel it, right? So I have my coconut here that I blended up. I put a little tip of water. I didn't use too much water in there because you don't want it to be watery because you're already adding water to it. I didn't want to do it like that because typically you will, like when I was growing up in Trinidad, what I saw my uncle doing, but now he used the blender too, but they mostly grate their coconut over there. So you use the dry coconut. So this already have some liquid in it. So I'm thinking you do like 1 cup of coconut. I mean, this is the start of the show, but I don't want to go too crazy with the coconut. So maybe I'll do like, yeah, 1 cup. Let me see. So this is 1.5 cups. So let's see what this is gonna look like. So I have 6 cups of flour here in my bowl, and I have like 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So I'm gonna put that in. Nutmeg, I'm going to put in some nutmeg. So he said I can grate some nutmeg in there, so I'm just grating this in. Not too much, I guess. I'm guessing not too much nutmeg, just a little to give it a nice flavor. So I probably will do like 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. to take my time with grating this because this thing is so sharp. Alright, so I'll put that amount of nutmeg and then I'll put in some salt. I'm going to keep the salt on the side because I don't want to put it where I'm putting the yeast. So I'll put like half a teaspoon of salt because I don't like too much salt because I'm going to eat this with saltfish. I'm going to make some saltfish with this. I have that recipe on my channel. I will link that in the description if you're interested in making saltfish too. So for the baking powder, I'm going to put in, for the amount of flour I have, I'm going to put in a teaspoon of baking powder. And also I'll put in a teaspoon of yeast. Alright, so I have this Fermi-Pan yeast that I got from Trinidad when I went. I bought a whole bunch. So, and I'm sure you get it over here, but as I said, sometimes things are kind of hard for me to find here in Maryland, so I have to drive too far. And so for the amount of flour I have, I'm guessing I'm going to put in, this is half a cup of butter, melted butter, room temperature, and half a cup of vegetable shortening. So I'm going to put that in. And what we're going to do now is kind of mix all of this in together before we put in like the coconut and the essence. Yeah, he told me put some essence. So I'm just going to kind of mix everything in, make sure the shortening and the butter and everything is mixed in and broken up. It's room temperature, so it's so much better than putting it in really cold. So now I'm going to put in the mixed essence. Just a few dashes. This could be like a teaspoon. I like the taste of this, so I don't mind it. And then I'm going to put in the coconut here. I'm gonna mix all of this together. Because the coconut already have liquid in it, you want to see what's going on here before we add the water. Alright, so now I can add the water in. So for the water, I think I'm going to add in about a cup to start with. I'm starting with a cup of lukewarm water. You want to just gradually throw it. You don't want it to be too soft. Actually, you could add a little more. So that's less than a cup that I threw there. That's about... So if you do your coconut like this, like I did it, adding a little water to blend it up, I used like a half a cup of water. But if you want to use the dry coconut, well then you'll have to use more water in there to bring this together. But for now, I think this is good. Yeah, so I use like 3/4 cup of water. So I'm just gonna knead this, bring it together. And he also told me make sure it rests for a very long time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this to rest for a little bit, and then I'm going to put it on the baking tray that I'm going to put it on. I'm not sure what I'm going to put it on yet, but what I'll do, I'll let it rest on there and it will rise on that. I'll put it probably in the oven, a piece of coconut. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little more dry flour just to smooth this out. Guys, I can't wait to eat this. now it's good. I'm going to just flip it over and leave it to rest for about 30 minutes, and then I will transfer it to the, no, I'll have to make it into balls first and then roll it out. So now that it rested a little, I'm going to make these into smaller balls. So I think I figured out what I'm going to put it on. So this size should be good. This should make 2 alright size beaks. So my uncle did tell me to let it rise in the pan that you using. So the baking pan that I'm going to use is kind of big, so I'm thinking this size will be good enough for it, because once it rises, and I don't want it to be too thin, I want it to be kind of thick. So let's see. So I'm just rolling it out the size of that. I have like a piece of baking sheet that I have. That should fit. I'm just gonna do one for now, because I don't think I'm gonna eat all of this tonight, so I'll just do one for now. So I'm just stretching it out. I used to take the fork and do this. So this is the bake. I'm gonna put it to rise. And we will see what happens next. So this is my finished bake. I baked it for about 20 minutes at 350. When I took it out of the oven, I put a little butter at the top, just to, you know, keep it nice and soft. And then I'm gonna cut it up and let you see what the inside look like. I'm having this with some saltfish, so I'm gonna show you how I plate it up and everything. It's still very hot, so this is the inside. As I said, I don't like it too fat, so at least I can still cut into it. You could eat this with cheese. So I plated up my bake, and I am having it with some saltfish. I have this recipe on my channel. I will put the link in the description if you're interested in making the saltfish. But this meal was so delicious and tasty. So guys, my bake is all done. It is so soft, like it's like really soft on the inside. I have some saltfish here. I feel like I need some pepper sauce on this, but it's, you know, I just want to taste it. And it's so nice and soft. This is so good. I think I did a great job with my uncle's ingredients, because he didn't give me the recipe, but putting the recipe together, this bake came out the best. Like, it's so nice and soft. I can't stress how soft it is. I really hope you guys tried this recipe. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. And remember, my food is cooked with passion and served with love. God bless. Bye.